Alright. Joxer the mighty, he's very tidy. Everyone admires him, he's so handsome it's a sin. When things get grim, he'll take it on the chin. If you're in jeopardy, caught by the enemy, don't call the cavalry, there's a better remedy, although he doesn't work for free. He's Joxer the mighty. Da 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 da. Yes, welcome one and all to Son of Joxer's first ever live Twitch stream, kicking off my World of Tanks grind campaign for reasons. So, there are probably over 200 World of Tanks channels on Twitch already, but most of them are broadcast in Russian or German or French because this was a huge game in Europe before it was ported to the States. Also, most of those streams are streamed on PC, and I'm strictly a console gamer, so it's interesting watching people play, maps that I don't have and tanks that I don't have because they don't have them for the Xbox Live version. So I wanted to do a World of Tanks stream that was focused on Xbox and also focused on newcomers to the game. The noobs. The newbies. Who get way too much hate, I think. Like most online games go through cycles of, you got newcomers to the game that they get tired of newcomers making newbie mistakes or making faux pas, but it's just, I understand where the hate comes from. I just think it's completely unjustified. We were all noobs at one point. So on this channel I want to try and give the noobs some love, because boy do they need it. So, World of Tanks is a free-to-play game. You can download it for free as long as you have your internet connection and Xbox Live subscription. You can download it for free. It usually takes a while, but once you have it loaded, there's a tutorial level. It'll take you through the basics of aiming and shooting and all that stuff, but I'm gonna try and hopefully give you, hour and a half of casual gameplay that hopefully we can turn in some sort of learning experience, or at least an informative one. The kind of resource that I wish had been available to me when I started playing this game. Free to play, you don't have to spend a dime, but you'll want to avoid the grind, which we can get to later. When you first download the game, I think you start out with one light American tank. And as you can see, there's 10 tiers of tanks, right? Your goal is to kind of eventually get your tank all the way to level 10, or at least you're playing with the big kids, I guess. But you start out with light tanks, tier 1, that cost you nothing. Right. But there are 5 different types of tanks, and the reason people get frustrated with noobs, I think, is because it takes a while to figure out how to utilize each type of tank correctly in the battle. These are 15 on 15 player battles, player versus player, but you have 15 teammates fighting against 15 other teammates, and so it's really more of a cooperative play, I think. So you do have to kind of learn how to play the role each tank was designed to play. So top here, the ones with the little square are artillery tanks, which are your mortar shelling vehicles. You can't look down the barrel of the guns of the artillery. You have a satellite view, which you'll see soon enough. Top-down satellite view to aim at. Much greater range, much more firepower than most tanks, but difficult to aim and not a lot of armor. And you have your light tanks, which are your scouts. Your light tank's job is to scout ahead and find out where all the enemy tanks are at, try to give the artillery a chance to aim at them. Eventually you graduate to medium tanks, which are are relatively fast tanks that have medium amount of firepower. And from medium tanks, you graduate to heavy tanks. The medium tanks have 1 slash through the diamond. The medium tanks have the 3 slashes. I'm sorry, heavy tanks have 3 slashes through the diamond there. The heavy tanks have more firepower, but tend to be slower and more heavily armored. And then you have the tank destroyers, which are the snipers of the game. So, artillery and tank destroyers, you tend to want to camp out in a specific spot and let the enemy come to you so you can snipe them from a distance. And then light tanks, you want to definitely be out and about, and you usually don't expect to survive to the end of the match in a light tank, because you're really just spotting for other people, but you get experience points for spotting other people. Not as much as if you shoot them, but you do get experience. And the heavy tanks are the heavy lifters that you expect to carry the day, but they need to be protected. They need to have other tanks supporting them to point out where the enemies are. So it's a group effort. And I suppose I should talk about experience points in general. So you can see my tanks here. Each number on the bottom of each tank box is the amount of experience points that tank has earned. You can also see in the upper right corner there's a bronze star with a number next to that, and that is my free XP, which is a pool of XP that you earn as well. For each match that you play, you earn XP for the tank that you play in, and then you can spend that XP on upgrades and eventually unlock higher tiers of tanks, but only with the XP that you earned for that tank line. The free XP you can spend on any tank anywhere, and you earn both in each in any match, but you earn a lot less free XP. And that's where the gold comes in. You earn for each game, like I said, you earn experience points, but you also earn silver. The silver coins next to the free XP icon up there, that's the 322,000 number up there. That's the silver I currently have in my bank. I have 0 gold. Silver is earned in-game. Gold is actual money that you spend. You have to use a credit card to acquire. You can get gold, convert XP, a bunch of other fun stuff. It's not necessary. You don't have to spend gold on the game. It just bypasses the grind at higher levels. At lower levels, it's not that big a deal. I'm going to try and start you out with a first tier tank, and we'll level it up as far as we can in about an hour and a half. Hopefully get to about tier 4. The first 5 tiers go by fairly quickly. It's when you get to the upper tiers that the number of experience points becomes pretty astronomical, and it takes a lot of matches to earn the amount of experience. And so paying gold is just a way to bypass that, earning all that silver piece by piece. I've spent about $120 on this game over the course of, 2 years? But I'm no longer in a position to spend that kind of money. So I am in the grind with the rest of you. So that's why I call this the World of Tanks grind. As it happens, I have no Japanese tanks at all in my inventory. Like I said, I think they start you out with an American tank, particularly if you're living in North America. There are Russian tanks, there are German tanks, there are British tanks, there are French tanks, there are Chinese tanks, and there are Japanese tanks. The Chinese and Japanese don't have nearly as much variety to choose from, but, they're constantly updating with more tanks. They're even like these fancy, progression trees. They're constantly switching those around, swapping out old tanks for new ones sometimes. There are these little tanks on the that are outside the research tree. Those are you only can buy with gold. So that one actually tells you the silver cost is 49,000. That one tells you the gold cost is 1,2,500. Those you have to spend real money on. And again, it's not necessary. It's just a way to bypass having to earn the experience or the silver with these tanks to get there. Depends how lazy you are, I suppose. Or how poor you are, in my case. But as it happens, I have no Japanese tanks. Looks like I purchased this one at one time. No, this one I researched. I earned enough experience to research this tank, but then I must have sold the level tier 1 tank. I'm going to go down this tier just because I don't have any in my inventory, and because there's not a lot to choose from, so it's less confusing. Now, your inventory. The other thing your gold can buy is these garage slots. I happen to have, I think when you first download the game, you have 3 vacant slots. I could be wrong. Relying on my memory there, not always a good sign. But I happen to have 4 vacant slots. And it says you can buy a slot with 300 gold. And again, how many slots you want depends on how many tanks you want to... different types of tanks you want to play. Entirely up to you. So the main point being, I have empty slots. So let's just go buy ourselves a tank. All your tier 1 tanks cost you nothing! Japanese tank R Atsu. Confirm purchase for 0 silver. Why not? The cool thing about this game is that each tank in the game is based on a real tank in real life. Like, these aren't just made up, they're actually modeled after actual tanks that existed. So, I don't know how closely the firepower and the range and all that relates to it, but I'm sure it's been taken into account. At least they have something to go on. So it's not all fantasy damage, fantasy armor. Now we have to manage a crew. So each tank, you have to have a crew. You don't have to, but you also want to buy supplies and sometimes equipment. Those are the 3 things you want on your tank. Have to have a crew because you have to have people to pilot it. Now, it's telling me that I have a crew available because it must have had a Japanese crew from before. After I sold that tier 1 tank the first time. But here it's giving me the option to pay silver to rehire that crew from before. The first few tiers of tanks, you're not going to keep the tanks long enough typically for your crew to accumulate enough experience to actually earn skill points. So we're just going to rapid course it and go free. Now we have a crew for our tank for free. Press X to view. Upgrades available. So yeah, I've already unlocked these. So you can see the little green bars move each time I highlight a different one. It's because it's showing you the armor, the firepower, the view range, that sort of thing. The upgrades from the base. Each time you buy a tank, the tank you start out with is the bare bones version of that tank. There are several, usually 2 or 3 upgrades or more. Like in this particular instance, you have to purchase this upgrade and this upgrade before the next tier becomes available, which happens to be tier 2. So I'm just going to go ahead and purchase the upgraded version that would get us to tier 2. And so it's also highlighting the boxes on the bottom there. This one is telling me that the engine is better and that the comm system is better. This one's telling me that the turret swings faster or is more accurate. I'm going to go ahead and purchase that. So we got our upgrades. And now, where is it? Probably at the end of the line. There he is. So those little ×2 markers, that just means we haven't played the tank today. Every time you win a battle the first time during a 24-hour period, you get double the experience on your first battle win with that particular tank. But now I'm going to take you to the other things you probably want on your tank, which are supplies and equipment. So we have our crew. Supplies. Each tank that you field has to have ammunition, and supplies are optional. I have these checked to auto resupply. So this tank by default has 720 shells of armor piercing type 92, and it will automatically resupply that ammo unless you change the number here. You can use gold to get special types of ammo, but I certainly wouldn't want to auto resupply it. That would be a money pit. I usually leave these alone. I don't usually mess with the alternative armor types because I'm cheap. But you might want to look at consumables. These are all things that are rewards for meeting challenge points, but you want to scroll down to the bottom. Your basic, your small repair kit, your small first aid kit, and your manual fire extinguisher. Those are the three things. I mean, you can see all these other things cost more. I happen to have those in reserve. I don't know how much they cost, but these are the cheapest ones. First aid kit will heal your crew members. The fire extinguisher obviously puts out fires, which does happen. But because this is only a tier 1 tank, I'm not going to load it up with a bunch of equipment. I do want a small repair kit. If your tank gets tracked, meaning your track is damaged and there's an auto repair cycle it goes through, you usually die when you're tracked because you're a sitting duck. But the small repair kit will, for one time only, bypass that problem, and it'll fix your track right away. So almost all of my tanks I at least have a small repair kit, 3,000 silver. Confirm ammo supplies, yes. And like I said, and so now it's going to automatically resupply the repair kit as well. If I go through the battle and don't use the repair kit, I don't have to pay for it again. But if the tank is destroyed, then it will resupply everything that was destroyed. So it costs money to field the tanks, but you'll pretty easily, especially at lower tiers, you will easily earn more money than you spend by destroying other tanks and other things. Like I said, spotting, damaging, even just other people damaging tanks you've spotted earns you experience as well. The other thing is, at later tiers, you're going to want equipment like camouflage net. Binoculars are useful. It extends your view range quite a bit. If you're standing still, like these are the things you only want to put on artillery or tank destroyers, because the camouflage net is only minimizes your detection chance by 25% if you're stationary. Which, if you're in a light tank, is not going to be useful. So I don't usually bother putting equipment on tanks until I'm at tier 5 or tier 6. But that's just me. If you have silver to spend, I mean, these are fairly spendy items. Camouflage net is 50,000 silver. At higher levels, it costs more, so. But it's up to you. Depends how long you think you're going to use the tank. Got our tank, we got our supplies, got our crew. We are ready to do battle. So here we go. And the matchmaking system is pretty good. It'll get you usually within 3-tier spread. Like if you're a tier 3 tank, you'll face off against tier 4s and tier 2s, but usually not tier 5s. It's pretty decent. So if you're a brand new player and you've never played before and don't worry about being inexperienced. Don't worry about being underpowered. Everyone else is in the same tier you are, so it's fairly even. And you all start out in light tanks. So Province is the valley. It's a canyon that, you know, if you happen to have, you know, first level or second level tank destroyers and artillery, people will shoot across at each other. But in a light tank, you basically just want to get to the other side of the canyon as soon as possible. You don't want to stay in the bottom of the canyon, even though the flags are in the bottom of the canyon. You don't want to stay there because you're just wide out in the open where people can shoot you. And wide open spaces are problematic in this game. You want to avoid those. Or go through them as soon as you can. Fortunately, this tank is not very fast. So yeah, we're going to try and get up on that ridge there. It looks like this particular gun has it's got multiple shots in it, so if I hold down the trigger, it'll auto-fire like at least 3 shots there, it looks like. 3 shells at a time, and then I'll have a reload timer when that's exhausted. Yep, he saw me. They know what I'm trying to do, too. Trying to get up this ramp. And I think the one that saw me is going to try and come and... See, I got experience there, because someone else hit the tank that I spotted. And so the physics on these games is pretty phenomenal. I mean, it takes into account the speed that your tank is traveling when you fire the gun. You can actually see shells bounce off armor if it's angled just right. It's annoying, but it's impressive that they have a physics engine that actually takes that stuff into account. I'm expecting to meet people at the top of the hill here. So far, nothing. Oh, see? There's that kind of artillery guy got it. Oh, okay, now I'm reloaded. I can see there's a guy on the other side of this building here. I can't tell how far away he is. Oh, he's like right around the corner. Oh. Got some really long range sights on those medium tanks on the other side. See those, my teammates on the, or I was just sitting on the other side of the canyon sniping while I do all the hard work. Figuring out where they are. There's only 2 left. We're dominating so far. See if I can just go over the ridge here and give them a hard time. I might still get to him. Nope. They beat me to it. So there's one other guy out here on the map somewhere, hiding, wisely. I'm just going to try and look for him here quick. Nope. One's dead. So here's the flag, and you can see there's a white circle around the flag that defines the border of the base. And if you get your tank inside the perimeter of the base, you begin to capture it. And it tells you there, I got 30 seconds, there's 2 captures. And so the more people are on the base, the faster the capture goes. If we succeed in capturing the base, we will get more points. The tank's getting to actually do the capture and get more experience anyway. Now, if the other guy manages to get a shot off on us, it'll restart the timer, the capture timer. So I don't know where he is though. Loser. So that went really well for a first Tier 1 match. Okay, so showing me with premium and without premium. I don't have a premium account. You spend gold to get premium account coverage for, like, I don't know, days, weeks at a time. If you have a premium account, obviously you get, I think it's a time and a half more experience, time and a half more silver. So I got because we got our first win of the day, we got our daily XP bonus _2. Looks like I got a mastery badge, which means that I was awarded mastery for earning more XP in a battle than a percentage of other players who've driven that type of vehicle in the last week. So those are actually kind of hard to get. But it's a tier 2 and there's 4 tiers. There's 3, 2, 1 and mastery. Spotted a target 10 times. Look at that. 10 targets spotted. No. 10 spotted targets hit. 4 targets spotted. And I captured a base. So here we go. The team stats. I'm number 1. 128 points. You can look at the details of how much silver you earned, how much, assisted damage you got. I only look at it when I try to figure out why I lost money in a match, and it's usually because I spent too much money on ammo. It tells, I spent 15 silver on ammunition in that match, and there's a little negative 15 on there. So you want to figure out how they add up your score. It's on this team details page. Got efficiency that shows you which tanks you destroyed, which ones you damaged, etc., etc. So let's see. I'm just going to go back to the garage here and see how much experience we have. So already we earned 2,434 experience points in that one match, because we also kicked ass in that match. But the next only costs 110 experience points to unlock the next tier, which is tier 2. And so the experience points we are going to spend to research the tank. Research this tank. We'll spend 110 points from your XP. Accept. Okay, so this is telling us that our first tier tank is now elite. And so now that we've confirmed the purchase, we researched it, but we haven't actually purchased it yet. So you spend the experience on the research. You spend the silver on actually purchasing the tank. It's only 3,000 silver, not a problem. And we got ourselves a tier 2 tank. Yay! Alright. Light tank stays the team, blah, blah, blah. And so, again, it's going to offer us the option to transfer now the crew from our tier 1 tank to our tier 2 tank, which it says is our best option. And again, we could spend 60,000 silver, which is quite a lot, to get our experience up to 75%, or you could spend gold doing 100%. Again, these low tiers, I'm gonna sell the tier 1 tank, so it's not like I'm really worried about getting their experience all the way up. So we're just going to Pick an unassigned crew. Nope. Recruit a new crew. That's what I meant. Rapid courses are free! Okay, so now I only have 2 slots left. I have 2 Japanese tanks. And I'm just going to sell, unless you enjoy playing the light tank and you want to, learn how the firing systems work and all that, I'm just going to sell it. Because I don't really need it anymore now that I have Tier 2. So, it's actually in the upgrade menu. All the way to the end and say sell. Tank sold, consumables been placed in reserve. Okay, so I'm gonna buy another, what are they called? Small repair kit, but I don't have to pay for it this time because they put it in reserve for me. So, back out. Confirm ammo supplies load up for 0 silver. Why not? So now we have our second tier tank with supplies and a crew. Time to go to battle. And I've never played this tank before, so it's a learning experience for me too. I'm on the the North American East server. It's just waiting to find more. It actually tells me the number of players available. Within matchmaking range, it says. Whatever that means. Usually doesn't take this long. It's usually unusual for it to go past a minute. There we are. Malinovka. So, remember when I said wide open spaces are problematic? This map is almost all wide open spaces, especially on the lower left half of the map. Basically, it's all just one big killing zone. The high ground's in the upper right corner. And that's the direction we're going to head. Alright, here we go. But man, this is such a beautiful game. Look at the water texture, the ripples, the rain splattering on your, supposedly your camera there. I mean, I'm an artist, so my games have to look pretty or I get visually bored, so gotta give props to the game developers for putting together an absolutely gorgeous game. I'm not the only one heading up the hill. Looks like we got a tank destroyer and another light tank up ahead of me here. Always go to this screen, find out where you are at on the overall map and where you rank in the tier system. I'm in the middle somewhere. And he's not backing up the light tank. He's decided to stay in the sniper pit. Must be able to see him across the field there. So in the lower right field, there's a mini map. It's an option you have to toggle on, otherwise it starts out with a round thing that doesn't actually show the whole map. But I prefer... It takes up a little more space, but it's way more useful to have the whole map on display. All the red dots are people that have been detected, and all the green dots are people on my team. And this looks like a one-shot gun on my tank. It's not going to have that multi-gun, multi-shell spray to go with it. Oh. No, he's too fast. Oh, I hit him, but that hurt. I'm just gonna get dash for the flag here. That's what they did. That was me! I wasted the enemy. Oh, puddle. Puddle. In case you're worried about that. So I'm relying on my teammates to go back to the base, and again, if as long as someone can hit them, there's only one capturer on the base, so as long as they can hit him. But there's only two of it. Oh, and he's not heading there. He's heading toward the flag. That's not going to work. We're going to lose this match. Because he's already halfway there. So the other guy decided to come help me capture the base. Because 2 capturers are faster than 1, but... well, he changed his mind. I'll be very surprised if he can get there in time. It'd be a pleasant surprise, but I don't have high hopes. There's like 3 other tanks out there. So there's like 3 other tanks out there that could easily come over, and if they hit me, my capture button goes down to 0. And I'm all by myself. Oh gosh. It was probably out of range for my gun. Defeat. Fire for effect. Cause more damage to enemy vehicles than hit points on your vehicle. Huh, I'll take it. Only 160 experience points that time, so we're just going to go to the next battle. I don't even remember. I don't think I even checked to see what the next, how much experience points we need for the next tier. I actually have enough free XP to probably purchase it, but I just don't want to do any shortcuts. I want to go through the grind to show you how it's done. From ground zero. So, tundra. There's a lot of rocks to hide behind. It's a pretty good map for tank destroyers. The high ground is kind of in the middle, on toward E9 over there. E9, I can't remember. E0. Where are we at? Yeah, so I'm gonna head right across the river and hopefully find a hopefully get there before the enemy does, and then shoot down at them across the river on the other side. That'll be plan A. These smaller tanks, sometimes you have to worry about how deep the water is. You can... Pretty sure this is a shallow stream, but you know, sometimes bodies of water are deep, and you little indicator come up to let you know you're drowning. And if your crew drowns, you're pretty much toast. So it happens. I've done it myself. I'm not proud. Oh, someone has a better view range than I do. I'm gonna try, like I said, I'm gonna try shooting down at people. It's always... The high ground is definitely worth having. It increases your range. Increases your battlefield awareness. Oh, nope. I was gonna, if I had been able to get off another shot, might have worked, but pretty much always die while you're reloading. That's how it works. So now I'm just switching back and forth between other people's views because it's a close match. It's only 4 to 5 right now. If it gets lopsided, I'll go back. I'll end the match. I'll exit the match prematurely and just let it play out. But if it's a close match, sometimes I'll stick around just to see who wins. Sometimes I stick around just to see if someone will avenge my death. Get him! Get him! What are you waiting for? This guy didn't... It passed right by in front of him and he didn't shoot. He is asleep on the job. Don't drink and drive, kids. Drive for your health. Oh, look, he found the artillery. Okay, so one of the most satisfying things you can do in a light tank is to actually find the artillery and destroy them, because they have no armor. They usually have low mobility. And the closer you get to them, the harder it is for them to hit you. Lots of people don't like to play the artillery because of the atrocious reload times. I really enjoy artillery myself, but look at that sun. The rays of the sun coming through the trees. It's awesome. Look at that. He sees him. Oh, someone else got him though. Now he's waiting to see where this other tank destroyer goes. Oh, see? He missed that time, so he survived where I died. I think he actually... Did he have the same type? No, not the name X. Who's left? Got artillery? Oh no! That's unusual. 2 artillery versus 2 artillery and 1 light tank. I don't know if the pilot of the other light tank is skilled enough. This is not looking well. Unless they can spot him in time, or even trickier is shooting another tank at close range with an artillery. Like I said, you can't aim down the gun barrel like you can in other tanks. You got the top-down satellite view, but you can aim your reticule in the third-person view and hope for the best. And it does work. I've done it several times, but it's tricky, finicky, and not reliable. Waiting for the death sentence to be handed down. Sexton 2. French tank. I think that's French flag. Oh, oh, there he is. So let's see if this artillery can hit him at close range. Oh, so that looked really close. Yep, they're toast.
We can't hold on.
77 experience points. Let's go to the next battle. Can't win them all. Like, what I like about this game is that even though it's player versus player, it's really 15 on 15. It actually feels more like a co-op game, and that's the kind of gameplay I prefer, is co-op. And again, that's why you want to sort of brush up ahead of time on what the different types of tanks do to figure out how to help out your teammates. Malnovka, again. And in the rain, again. So last time I aimed for the high ground and went around and I destroyed a tank on the other side. So let's try that again. Oh, but I'm on the other side. So the high ground on the upper right is actually a lot further away. Not a lot, but... on the other side, it's pretty much a straight uphill climb. This direction... there's a lot more trees in the way, for one thing. And you gotta go around, like there's a... I don't know, it's just not a straight climb. And so even though distance is probably about the same, the elevation is different enough that it takes longer, I think, to reach the corner. That's okay. See what there is to see. There's a lovely church here you can hide behind and snipe from, playing the tank destroyer. So we're basically going to follow the road here. Oh, where is he? Where is he? He's down there. I'm going to try going down the hill here so I'm out of his range. So there's a farm or something in the corner, and there's some buildings we can try and get some cover from if we get there intact. Oh my gosh. Boom! No. You can hurt. He's a bigger tank than I am, for one thing. So yes, again, the physics are pretty realistic. You can smash into other tanks and take them out. But that was mostly me smashing into him that took myself out, basically. Which I knew was a possibility. But man, that first shell must have bounced or something. It didn't hardly do any damage. Alright. It's a close match, but it's going to be a while till we know the outcome. So I'm just going to go back to the garage. And we'll find out later whether we won or not. You can always go to your log. See, it tells us it records quite a bit of stuff. Lets us know that it re-upped the ammunition, that it repaired the vehicle if it was destroyed. It reminds us that we were defeated twice. There. And we can actually click on these and actually go back and find out what the stats were, if you're really interested. Alright, so while we're waiting for that battle to end, I'm going to go show you some other types of tanks. Here's a tank destroyer that I happen to have tank mastery on, called the Martyr. It's a German tier 4 tank destroyer. It's a pretty good map for tank destroying. Got lots of roads. There's a high road and a low road. There's cover and a bunch of buildings on the low road, cover and a bunch of rock formations on the high road. So you notice those lower tier matches were what? 8 on 8? So now we're going to have a true 15 on 15 match. We got our artillery, got a good mix here. I'm going to go to the right. I'm going to take the high road to see what there is to see. It's a little bit of an uphill climb for us, and so I know that tanks on the other team are going to want to hit the little plateau over here and fire down at us if they can. Don't know if I can beat them there in this tank. This is fast. Called it. I'm expecting resistance as soon as I get to the top here. Which is why I'm planning to hide behind the buildings if I can. Oh, there's nobody here. That's this. This guy. Nope.
Everyone get out.
Where? Okay, let's go. Sorry, let's go back to the garage and see if our battle with the Japanese tank wrapped up or not. Yep, good to go. Still haven't won a battle with this one. I want to win at least one battle with it before I check to see how much experience we need for tier 3. At least want to get that, 2 times multiplier on our first win of the day with it, hopefully. So I think what most people do is they have their little garage full of tanks and they just go through and basically get their multipliers for the day, and then that's usually enough. Most matches last, again, depends on how long you stay in the match, but if you stay until the end, most matches last about 10 minutes. $10 to $15 at the higher tiers. Plan to stop around 10:30, so got about another half hour yet. Oh my! I have never started out in this little boat here. Active. I've always had a starting point on this particular map. I've always started out on the other side usually. I didn't know you could start out in the boats.
See, you learn something new every day. It's an island. I'm gonna try going to the right. I'm kind of pointing at it with my gun on the... I'll try and get behind these rocks over here. Hopefully get some cover. Oh, there's a bunker. I don't remember the bunker being here either. Can I get behind here? Yep. Now I'm going to try and retreat.
Load it up. Let it rip.
Oh, I'm on fire!
Our base.
And I have no fire extinguisher.
Enemies damaged our ammo rack. Fire is extinguished.
Remember, all I bought was the repair kit. I didn't buy a fire extinguisher. Alright, let's go back to the garage. Yeah, it's gonna be a while. Oh, I keep going back to the main menu by mistake. Which I think disrupts the feed. Sorry about that. So I showed you the tank destroyer, but I didn't actually win a battle with it. Let's try that again. Oh my, Dragon Ridge is a mess of a map. There's so many hills and stuff blocking your way, especially down the middle there, on the right side. Depends which corner we end up in. Yeah, so I'm actually going to take the low road. This way. I'm not going to follow that. I'm going to go to the left. I almost guarantee you there's going to be guys on the other side coming to meet us.
We've got enemies incoming. Either take them out or capture their base. Let's go.
Hey there. Someone hit it. I got silly. I'm all by myself.
Look out. Enemy spotted. Straight through.
I don't know how fast you can turn around, but probably I can run away. Yep. Alright. I keep doing that. All I need to do is press A to go back to the garage. I keep hitting the start button by mistake. Alright, let's go back Oh, the Japanese one is still in battle too. Okay. I'll show you some art. This is my level tier. I keep calling them levels. Tier 7 British artillery tank that I'm trying to earn enough experience to unlock the tier above it. Alright, so with the artillery you can shoot all, well, this one anyway is a, once you get to like tiers 5 and 6 you start getting artillery that can shoot all the way across the map.
Alright, man. We got enemies in the area. We either have to take them all out or capture their base. Let's roll.
So I'm going to try and find a spot on the hill here that give me a decent shot. I don't want to be too near the buildings because they can disrupt your line of fire or there's anything else. Well, let's go to the corner. Alright, this is as good a spot as any. Hide in the bush, even though I have a cabinet. Alright. Let's see what we can hit.
Throwing up the camo net.
Alright, so now I have to wait for the reticule to center. What about this guy? Oh, he's over the hill. That's a tough shot. I don't know if we're going to be able to hit him. Oh, we did. See, now he's down the hill where I can't reach him. What about these guys? Oh, these... shoot, there's a... When the line turns red like that, it tells me my shot's obstructed. There's these rock formations that are kind of protecting them from me. But I can hit this guy. Maybe. Maybe not. What about this one? Nope. Okay, medium tank saw me. I have to run away. We're gonna try and hit it at close range because it's about all we can do.
Focus on this location.
Oh, and he's really damaged too. Oh, this one's gonna come up on the other side. He's gonna flank me. And I'm not gonna reload in time. I tell you that much right now. Oh, but someone else got him. Now I'm reloaded.
Loaded and ready.
KV5's going after him, so I'm not too worried. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here's our chance to shine.
Clear and gun.
Yay! I'm helping! Alright. Let's see if we can get these guys over their little stony ridge here. And the answer is no! What about this one? Shoot. What about this one? He's away. It's an airfield, so should have a clean shot.
Let her
Ha! Hit him. It's always difficult when they're moving to guess precisely where they're going to be when your shell actually gets there, because they're quite a ways away. The rock formation is blocking my shot. What about this medium guy? I've been after him since day one. Alright, here we go. Let's see if we can get the reticle to the center. Close enough. No. See, I fired too soon. I should have waited for those dots to converge more. Like that. Okay, so now I know where he's been. Can I shoot him blind? No, he moved out of the way. We're doing well. 10 to 8. Doing well-ish. Remember when I said when your light tanks are gonna be there to spot for the artillery and the tank destroyers? This is what I'm talking about. I'm just sitting here waiting for someone else to show me a target. But I see a heavy heading up the hill here. Oh, see? He's doing his job. Oh, he got him before I did. Oh gosh, he's way back there. And he's asking me to fire at him. So again, I'm going to want to wait for these to center, and I'm actually going to want him to... I'm going to wait till he gets... Ah, shoot. Oh, there's the medium again. Maybe I can hit him this time. Ah! Again, fired too soon. Should have waited till I had a better target. I see more guys heading up the hill.
Loaded and ready.
Loaded and ready. All dressed up and know where to go. Dang, where'd he go? Alright, he's mine this time. Oh! No, he's not! Looks like it hit the side of the building there. Let's try this guy. He looks fresh. If he's smart, he moved. Nope, he did not. Oh, but there's a guy. I'm gonna run away. There's a heavy coming up behind me. See if I can get behind this rock formation before the heavy spots me. Looks like you got him, yep. Good deal. Cool beans. Victory! So we finally got our, well, multiplier. Okay, so this XP, this means I got crew XP. And if they get enough XP, you can assign them skills, which, like I said, at lower tiers we're not going to mess with. Mastery class. Not bad for an artillery match. Alright, let's go back and see if our Japanese tank is available again. Before I go into battle, let's see how much experience we need. It's got 734. Alright, so we can at least... Okay, so like I said, we gotta research both of these packages before... Oh, don't purchase it. Because you can actually skip ahead. So, see, I have 519 experience points. I can research and unlock this research package without paying for it. So now I don't have to spend the money on 3,000. I can skip directly ahead to that one. And it looks like I have to purchase that in order to... Well, no. Yeah. I don't have to purchase it. I want to, because I want to beef up the armor. But anyway, now, whatever experience I earn for this tank now be spent on the tier 3 tank. He's 1300, and I've only got 174, so we're going to have to do a few more matches. And it's about 10:15, so I don't know if we're going... Hey, Jane Ivana! I got Jane Ivana all up in my chat. Imagine that. Got about 15 more minutes to try and level up this tank. I think it's going to take us more than a few matches to get that much experience points. Like I said, I could actually spend it from my free XP pool, but again, it's all about the grind. It's all about the grind. Hey Jane, I like it pretty fun so far. I'll be curious to watch the replay and sort of do a critique of myself later on. I'm going to post it to YouTube. That's why I'm only doing an hour and a half, because I mean, I love how we roll, but man, those 3-hour YouTube videos can be really crushing to get through. Junk, please. Province. Okay, so again, we got the province map. So once you get past tier 3, the province map kind of goes away. I think it's because the ramps and the valleys are too narrow for tanks that are higher level. Could be just a smaller map overall, I don't know. And again, I usually start on the left side. I'm gonna, again, go down the valley, try to take that winding road up through here. That's true, Jane. It is hard to do a proper D&D session that lasts less than 3 hours. These World of Tanks sessions only take about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how long you live. So again, the physics in this game are pretty awesome. If you're going faster downhill than you are uphill. And I guess I should probably... aim for this guy. But it looks like I need to hide behind this house here before... I tracked him, but it doesn't look like it did any damage. Ow. Hurt that guy. Oh, and he found a building to hide behind. He destroyed my building. Bastards. I'm just going to see how this battle plays out, because, again, we're going to try and do a couple more matches with the Japanese tank. See, they got a guy up to that. That's the ridge I was trying to get to. That guy up on top of the hill shooting down at us, that's where I was trying to get to. But they got there a lot faster than we did. Oh. Yeah, he's got one of those multi-shell guns. They don't do as much damage, but you get a lot more opportunities to hit, so... I don't know, 6 to 7, it's close. They can still salvage this. I don't know where he thinks he's going, but... He's guy's hiding behind buildings, trying to shoot across the ridge. Oh no, 6 to 8. Oh man. Yeah? I don't know if I ever played Tank Wars. I used to play a game called Combat on the old Atari 2600. Where the shells could actually bounce off the walls. It was pretty funny. This is the last guy standing. What can he do? Oh, and he's hardly got any health left. He got off a shot. Good for him.
We may have lost,
Defeat.
but we'll be back.
Imagine that. Still 124 experience points. Critical hit. Spotted 6. Got experience for 2 other people damaging tanks I spotted. Came out in the middle. Boy, they like putting you on Malinovka on these lower tiers. Man, this is a wide open map. Wide open spaces are problematic, as I've said. Oh, Scorched Earth, yeah. Sounds familiar, but I never played that one. So yeah, I mentioned it at the beginning of my stream when I didn't have any viewers, but every tank in this game is based on an actual tank in real life. So this little Japanese tank here was based on an actual tank model. And the firing rate, the speed, engine speed, all that stuff is taken into account. This time I'm taking the low road. I took the high road last couple times. You can get to the corner, there's a little dip toward the edge of the river. It'll actually grant you some cover. Right down in here. So now, hopefully this hill will give me some cover and I can snipe them before they see me. If someone does spot me, I can roll backwards down the hill again. But there's nobody here. Yet. So let's see if there's to see. We'll just follow the road. Somebody sees me. Let's change direction. I see him. And he tracked me and... Oh, miss. Alright, this could take a while. I'm gonna go back to the garage. And again, I'm just using the Japanese tank as an example of how to level up your tanks. Let's go use a tank that I've actually mastered. So, like I said, the tank mastery badges are hard to earn, but I have gotten it a few times. I have mastered the T1 Heavy. Here, let's go to my stats. I've mastered the AT-8, which is a British tank destroyer. I've mastered the M44, which is an American artillery, and I've mastered the Martyr, which I've used a couple times, and the T1 Heavy is my go-to tank. For when I need to earn silver, T1 heavy. I think I fought more battles in the T1 than any other. It's my first American heavy tank that I unlocked. And I do have a piece of equipment on there that increases my firing rate. Yes, Jane, I am the master of tanks. It's true. Sad but true. To me, it's all about the firing rate. I would much rather have a tank that can fire 2 shots that do a medium amount of damage quickly than a tank that takes forever to fire 1 shot that does a lot of damage. Because you almost always die when you're reloading. And so the faster you can load another shell, even if it doesn't do a lot of damage, that's my preference. That's my playstyle, I guess.
Charge forward and take that location from the enemy.
This is a new map. This map came with the new reskins they did of the old maps. This is Assault, so there's only one base. And we are the attackers. They are the defenders. We have to be aggressive in our attack here because we don't have much choice. Have to either take their base or destroy them all. Uh-oh. Okay, so this assault tank also has supplies. Oh man. I wanted that tank destroyer so bad. That boxy one, those are vulnerable. I mean, they look armored, but they're not really. Yes, Jane, I choose quantity over quality. When it comes to shells, when it comes to firing rate, absolutely. Whoops. Let's go back to the garage. Let's see if the Japanese tank. Yeah. Yeah, I should have backed. You're right, Junk. I should have backed up as soon as I got hit that first time. Should have ducked back behind the building. Let's see here. No, oh, it just became available. 325. We needed like 1,000 something. This will probably be the last match of the night. I know, Jane, right? Strange. She's saying junk farmer's hardly ever right, or she thinks it's unusual, and she's not wrong. To be fair. So this ends. It's got train tracks down the middle. They're relatively unprotected. Standard battle. I'm just going to go down the middle. You can get cover from the sides.
We've got enemies incoming. Better take them out or capture their base. Let's go.
And because I'm a light tank, it's my job to go spot the other tanks. We do have 2 artillery to back me up. You just never know who you're going to meet on the other side. This is aiming down the barrel of the gun. This is not. So far, it looks like they left their flag unprotected, but I doubt that's the case. I'm looking for their artillery. Where is he? Let's go hide behind these rocks. Why not? The rock pile of safety. It's not going to save me from this guy. Oh, that was a wasted shot. He's gonna ram me. Yep. And he's bigger than me, and he crushed me. This one I actually want to see how it plays out, because it's almost 10:30. I'm gonna have to do the last match of the evening. We can still pull this off. That guy seems to be unfamiliar with the map. He seems to be... 46, I don't know. Hey, good shot. So there are these little signals you can give out, like defend the base and great shot, good game. Great shot is probably is a popular one, good game is a popular one, but I'm dead, so I can't use those. I can't congratulate the guy in his shot because I have no crew. 7 to 7. Artillery's just chilling back here. Another artillery chilling back here. And we lost another one. This is the only light tank left. Oh my gosh. His health isn't great. I think he's gonna get flanked by the one on the right. That's not a terrible strategy. He's waiting for the guys to come to him, but now he's on the wrong side of the base flag. Like, the flag's right across there. Oh dear. So yeah, the artillery are gone. It's just him. It's only a question of will they capture our base before they bump him off. Where's he going? I suppose he's going to try to go back to the base and actually interrupt their capture activity, but there's two of them, so I'm not optimistic. Nope. Nah, he could have prevented them from taking the base as quickly if he'd gotten there maybe 5 seconds earlier. Oh well. 81. Alright, one more. I know I said one more last time. You'll find that's a bad habit of mine. I say one more thing. But it's never the last thing. Malinovka, again. In the rain, again. 2 more, Jane says. Now that I actually have viewers in chat, look at how beautiful this game is. You got raindrops on your face of your camera. You got puddles reflecting the clouds.
Take them down and capture their base.
I mean, look at the mud. That's, oh man, that's great aim right there. Trees swaying in the wind. Flowers. Okay. I've taken the high road and the low road. Now I'm going to take the middle road. The middle road is around the edge of this lake here. It is lower to the ground, so it gives you some cover from the right side, but where's he at? Where's he at? Man, I am not hitting Jack today. Missed me. Man. I need to sit still. And I'm still not. I'm not hurting him. Excuse me. He was definitely better armored than I was. Oh well. Alright, because it's for Jane, 2 more. This will be the last one. Honest. I swears. Let's try the rusty trusty T1 heavy again. Fjords! Standard battle. So there's this big old mountain in the sort of middle right. Usually people bunch up in the A8 sector, going around the mountain. Or they bunch up in the F3 sector. Yes, this time, Junk Farmer. This time. So where are we at? I am going to go to my left and around the mountain on the bottom left corner and around that little road, right? I'm going to go past the docks and take this road around. That's the plan.
Take them all out or capture their base. Let's roll. Focus on this location.
Oops. And a lot of these trees you can knock over.
Enemies looking right at us.
Enemies looking right at us, they say. I'm going this way.
Fuel is hit. We've lost half our gas.
So I had to use my repair kit to fix my track there. I still have a fire extinguisher and I still have first aid kit. So yeah, I can see that there were heavy tanks waiting for us around the corner. But this is higher ground, so we should have better firing solution. Alright. I'll be coming around the mountain when I come around.
Attention here.
Oh! I met a friend.
Good. It bounced.
T-150. He's a tier above me. Imagine that. Yes, Junk, that's the wacky thing about the real physics in this game is that if you fire your cannon at just the wrong angle, you'll actually see shells bounce off the other tank in real time. Envier often hurt people. Whoops. I didn't want to do that. I don't know. 1 to 9. Not looking good. And looks like the KV-3 turret does not turn fast enough to be effective against the Panther. Yeah, the KVs are tough tanks, but slow as heck. I don't recommend them. Man, 2 to 11. They got creamed. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. People bunching up in the A8 area around the mountain. Trying to snipe each other. This guy's kind of sitting out in the open. And before what's this medium guy doing? Getting killed, probably. The heavy didn't even come close to hitting him. Aw. That's not good. Oh. Well, that's the end of that. Well, I think that's going to have to be our last battle. The battery on my laptop is about ready to run out anyway, so... Well, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something about World of Tanks anyway. Like I said, free to play. Different tank types. A lot of variety. And a lot of grinding. And no problem, Jane. I'll probably stream again exactly the same time, same channel, 9 to 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time is the plan. Sunday evenings is about the only time I have that I know I'll have free to stream. But if you keep streaming at at 9 o'clock Pacific, I might, or not, or I'm sorry. Not Pacific. Eastern, if you keep streaming an hour ahead of me, I might move it up. We'll see. Alright, this is the Son of Joxer signing out. Singing songs and righting wrongs. Being mighty all day long. Thanks, Drunk Farmer. Thanks, Parking Seal. Thanks, Jane. See you later. Later.